Hello, in this presentation we will talk about what will be included in the Enter Data for the first month of operations section of the Accounting and Excel course. This section and the following section will be the longest sections, those in which we're going to enter the data for an entire month of operations. This section focusing more on the generation of the company, the starting entries for the company, as well as cash entries the next month, focusing more on transactions that will be accrual based and some other transactions that will not involve cash. First, we're going to have the owner deposit and loan deposit. So we'll have the owner putting money into the business and the business taking out a loan. Two activities often made when starting a business in order to finance the initial operations. Then we're going to have the purchase of furniture. This is often going to be another type of activity that will be in the start of the business where we need to purchase some type of equipment, some type of fixed assets to run the business. Then we're going to go over the creation of an invoice, which will be a typical transactions we will have through the day-to-day process. Then we're going to go over the receive payment type transaction. We'll take a look at a sale for a cash sale rather than selling in terms of an accounts receivable or invoice. We'll then go through the deposit, the recording of the deposit into the bank. We'll look at the inventory payment process, how to record the inventory payment, the purchase of inventory and the payment for that inventory. We're going to go through the invoice for a pre-ordered item, an item that we already set an order for, and now creating an invoice for that item that was pre-ordered for a particular client. Receive payment and make deposit transactions. We're going to write normal checks and record the transactions related to the writing of those checks. We're going to pay bills and record the transactions related to the bill payment. We're going to set up some customer jobs and see what that looks like in terms of how we're going to set that up in something like an Excel worksheet. We'll then go through the payroll process for the first month and record payroll. We're going to have job sales receipts that will be recorded. And then we'll make the financial statements. We'll be taking a look at the financial statements through the full process, but then we'll take a formal look at the financial statements and see how those are being generated as of the end of the month. Note at this point, we didn't do the adjusting process or bank reconciliations. Those will be done in the second month. We're going to have the closing process for the first month, the month of January, and then we're going to set up the worksheet for the second month. So you'll note here that what we didn't do is the adjusting process within here, bank reconciliations. What we'll do is go through the second month, then we'll take a look at those bank reconciliations. We'll take a look at those adjustments and we'll see what the problems would be if we had to make an adjustment, say, for the first month of operations and see what kind of adjustments might need to be made if we wanted to enter data or make changes to something that had already been generated in the prior month.